Some bacteria are aerobic, means that they can live in oxygen. So anaerobic, aerobic, they're opposite. Okay, the continuation of what archaeobacteria is. Some other archaeobacteria tend to live in very salty environments. These archaeobacteria are called halophils. Okay, they are aerobic and they use photosynthesis. Aerobic again means that they can't live in oxygen, the presence of oxygen. This is the sulfur hot spring. It's very acidic, and that's the top of a volcano. That's where you find archaeobacteria. Okay. Now, last thing about archaeobacteria is that some of them actually produce methane. Methane is the one that we use to light our cookers to cook. Okay, and that's what's special about this. Okay, so what's the difference between eubacteria and archaeobacteria? The main difference is the cell wall, because eubacteria have cell walls made of special substances, but archaeobacteria are normal, and they are each found in different places. Archaeobacteria in extreme places like the really hot places and the acidic places. Eubacteria are found in any other place other than that. Okay, so review questions. Okay, so can anyone answer this? Are bacteria prokaryotes or eukaryotes?
One. You should answer. Answer, Muhammad. What do you think?
Okay. What are the main characteristics of prokaryotes?
Omar.
Okay, let's give Okay, so to understand bacteria, you have to know about prokaryotes. Why? Because bacteria are prokaryotes. Prokaryotes are just a simple version of a cell. Eukaryotes are the ones that we studied about, or the ones full of organelles, membrane-bound organelles. They have a nucleus. Prokaryotes are the ones that do not have membrane-bound organelles or a nucleus. They do have DNA, but it's not in a nucleus. It's just floating around in the cytoplasm. Okay, something else that's special about them is the flagellum, because it helps keep it in place and it helps move around wherever it is. Chromosomes and prokaryotes again. Prokaryotes do have these, they do have DNA, it's just not in the nucleus, it's in the cytoplasm. Okay, so why do prokaryotes have a capsule shape? If you notice, they have like a capsule shape. Capsule meaning it looks in like oval, circular shape. Okay, so why does it have this capsule shape? First, because prokaryotes are like bacteria. Bacteria need this capsule shape to protect itself against any antibiotics. So if you're sick and there's bacteria in your body, this bacteria is capsule shape. Whenever you take antibiotics and you do not feel any change, it's just because this capsule has the bacteria to protect itself against any outside source, like white blood cells or antibiotics. One more thing that's good about this capsule shape is that it keeps prokaryotes from drying out, and it helps it move around. Okay, one more thing about prokaryotes is the pili or the pili. I also do not know how to pronounce it. It helps it attach to structures and helps it move around. And they're so tiny, and when they're so tiny, they can diffuse material substances easier. That's why bacteria are found more commonly than eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotes are like more common because they can transfer nutrients from one another and replicate faster. Okay, so most prokaryotes reproduce by a sexual process called binary fission. During binary fission, it's very simple. Instead of going through mitosis, meiosis, all of these things, we have binary fission for prokaryotes. All we do is replicate the DNA, which is inside the cytoplasm. We make a copy of it. Once we finish copying it, the cytoplasm separates. This process makes it easier for bacteria to divide. That's why we can find like so much bacteria dividing in like less than a minute. You can find millions of them at the same time. They're replicating really fast. They spread really, really fast. Okay, so only small percentage of bacteria can cause disease. Not all bacteria are harmful. We actually use some of them in our daily life. When a bacteria is harmful, it produces a toxin or a poison that enters your body and it might cause harm. Otherwise, it's not harmful. The diseases that are related to bacteria, sexually transmitted disease, respiratory disease, skin disease, an example of skin disease is like acne, and I have some disgusting pictures of it. And then there's tract diseases, nervous diseases, and other diseases like Lyme disease. Okay, so that's Lyme disease. It's caused by an insect that carries bacteria around. Once it stings you, you get Lyme disease. And yeah, this is acne, but like a very elevated version of it. It's disgusting, caused by bacteria. How can bacteria be so awesome? Well, have you eaten a pizza recently? Have you eaten a cheeseburger maybe? Yogurt, buttermilk, pickles, as well as other foods are made from the acid of bacteria, and that includes chocolate. So if you're eating chocolate, just know that bacteria is used in the process of making chocolate. Yogurt, pizza, burgers. Okay, now it's time for viruses. A virus is a non-living genetic material. We don't have time?
Yes.
Okay, so let's get to the end part because I want everyone to know about this because it's important. Okay, so everyone, the next few slides are very important. The room doesn't have. Okay, so pathogens are like viruses, bacteria, anything that causes an infectious disease. You have to learn how to protect yourself against these things. Infected people. Whenever you find an infected person, you have to stay away from them. Do not try to get into contact with that person because once an infected person gets into contact with you, you might get the same infectious disease. This is disgusting. Whenever an infected person sneezes, these particles, if you're next to them, you can actually get the bacteria from the air. You shake hands with an infected person, you also get the bacteria. Kissing, hugging, same thing. It's also with animals. If an infected animal bites you, you can also get an infected disease. An example of this is Lyme disease. This is like a dog, more dogs. This is Lyme disease. Avoid touching any contaminated objects because if an infected person sneezes on a doorknob, for example, and you touch that doorknob, you also get the bacteria. Watch your food carefully. Do not use anything that's contaminated. That's why you should wash your hands more often. Did you wash your hands today? Okay, your skin, your saliva, your mucous membrane, your cilia, and your digestive system, inflammation, your immune system, they help you protect yourself against.
Thank you.